Hi, welcome to Bipolar Boxing Picks. This is Nick. We're going to do a quick breakdown for UFC 285, Jones versus Gane. This is a great card, top to bottom. Amazing card. We got Ian Gary's low on the prelims. We got Dricus Duplessis versus Derek Brunson. And what was the other good fight we had on the prelims? Oh, you got Cody Garbrandt on the prelims. So, I mean, it's just a great card, and especially this first fight we got starting off the main card. You got Bo Nickel versus Jamie Pickett. Bo Nickel might be the best prospect in the sport, especially just because of his wrestling. That can take you so far in this sport, and he's so good at it. He's just got future champ written all over him. But he is 27 years old, so I think they're going to push him real quick after this fight because let's admit, I mean, Jamie Pickett stinks. The guy's probably going to get cut after this fight. So Bo Nickel can pretty much do whatever he wants in this fight. What I would like to see him do is I would like to see him work on his striking in this fight and just stand up with Jamie Pickett for a round. See what happens. I don't think that there's that much risk involved with standing up with Jamie Pickett. I don't think he's going to knock you out. Even if he rocks you, then you can go for a takedown or whatever. But I would like to see him stand up with Pickett, see how it goes, work on his boxing a little bit, and then do whatever you want after that. But I think he should get that in, and maybe he should get some time in the octagon in. But this is on the Jones versus Gane undercard. It's the biggest card of the year. I just think Bo Nickel's going to try and make a statement, and he's going to do it the quickest way possible. And that's going to be taking him down and submitting him in the first round. It could be within the first 2-3 minutes. But I just give me Bo Nickel by submission in the first round. And like I said, guy's got future champ written all over him. So let's see how he looks. And he better look really good against Jamie Pickett. If he struggles a little bit, it's going to change my whole opinion on him. But I don't think he struggles at all. So next fight we got Mateus Gamrot versus Jalen Turner. It was supposed to be Dan Hooker versus Jalen Turner, which I'm much happier that we got this fight. I think Turner would have ran over Hooker. But this is a completely different style. It's a different fighter. And I just got to take Gamrot because of his grappling abilities. I just think he can get Turner to the ground. Turner lost, it was a few years ago, but he lost to Matt Frivola. Matt Frivola took him down, I remember, a bunch of times. Gamrot should be able to do the same thing. Gamrot's a lot better fighter than Frivola. I love Steamroller, but Gamrot, if Steamroller could take him down, so can Gamrot. And I just think he does for at least 2 out of the 3 rounds. So I think he wins a decision, and I'm going to say 2 rounds to 3. Could even be a split decision somewhere in there. But give me Gamrot 2 rounds to 3. Next fight we got Jeff Neal versus Shavkat Rakhmonov. I think Shavkat Rakhmonov's the real deal. He's just looks so good in the UFC. He's finishing everybody he fights, and Jeff Neal is definitely the best fighter he's fought in my opinion. Even though I think Neil Magny beat Jeff Neal at one point, but I think Jeff Neal's a better fighter than Neil Magny, and he's a tougher matchup too, just because of his striking skills. Comes out of the great camp of Fortis, but Shavkat's the real deal, I think. And let me tell you, if you want to go by a nice trend, don't bet against fighters that their last name ends in OV or EV and they're undefeated. See how well that works out for you. Until these guys show me something else, until Rakhmonov shows me something else, I'm not betting against the guy. They have this fight. I think Rakhmonov's minus 500 for this fight. It's about what it should be. And because it's gonna take more than that to get me to put money on Jeff Neal, which I won't be doing for this fight. But I think what I'm gonna do is just take the over for this fight. I think Rakhmonov tries to get some rounds in here, but and not even just try. Like Jeff Neal's he's a tough guy to get out of there. So I just think he outpoints Jeff Neal pretty much wherever the fight goes. Jeff Neal's got great stand up, and that's obviously his path to victory is standing up. But he could even lose that for all 3 rounds. And Rakhmonov could make this look easy. And that's what I think happens. I'm just going to say 3 rounds to none. Jeff Neal doesn't win a round. Maybe 1 round, the first round or something like that will be close. But we'll just go with Rachmaninoff, 3-0 wipeout. Next fight is the first two title fights. We got Valentina Shevchenko versus Alexa Grasso. I mean, same thing here. Like Shevchenko is, I think, minus 750 or minus 800 in this fight, and she should be. She's phenomenal. Grasso's just another one of those. She's kind of in that mix with all the other fighters that she's fought. Like she's got a nice streak. So you got to say she kind of deserves the title shot, even though we would obviously love to see Santos versus Shevchenko again. But from what I heard, I believe Shevchenko turned that rematch down, and I don't blame her one bit. But this is a perfect fight to take. I hope she plans on giving Santos a rematch. But if not, like this is just a good, because it's almost like she needs a bounce back after a loss. It feels like over this last year or whenever that fight was, it feels like Shevchenko lost that fight just because she looked human. So it just seems like this is like a bounce back fight for her, and it's a good dance partner because Grasso is not that good. But she deserves the fight because she beat girls like, Joanne Calderwood and Macy Barber. Like, they're not great fighters or whatever, but like there's just nobody else in that weight division. So when you're on a 4-fight win streak and you got some halfway decent wins, it's enough to get you a title shot here, because they can't just keep recycling fighters and having them fight for the same title and stuff like that. So what are you gonna do? But Shevchenko can do whatever she wants here. I think she just outpoints her on the feet for most of this fight, but she can easily take this down to the ground and submit her. She could submit Grasso within 3 rounds or so. But I just think she stays on the feet where she's comfortable, and Grasso is a decent grappler, and Shevchenko, she might be afraid of going to the ground, even though she'll be the one initiating the takedowns and stuff like that. She might be, even though Grasso's obviously not Santos, but she just might not want to mess with that and just say, like, look, there ain't nobody in this division that's even close to as good as me on the feet. Let's stay here on the feet, and I'm just going to, I'll point you for 5 rounds. If not, I'll get it done sooner. But just with this also being a women's flyweight fight, like, I never like to take women's fights, period, to not go the distance. I don't bet too many unders in women's MMA. So, yeah, I just think this one goes the distance because it's women's flyweights and there's not a lot of knockouts in that division. Even though the disparity in the skill is very high, just give me a dominant decision, though. Alexa Grasso doesn't come close to winning a round, and Shevchenko just wins 5 rounds to nothing, easy. Next fight is for the UFC Heavyweight Championship, Jon Jones versus Ciryl Gane. I'm just playing it safe here and just not going against Jones. I love Ciryl Gane. I think he is the second best heavyweight now that Gane's gone in that division. So rightfully so. I believe they have the 2 best heavyweights in the world. Well, in the UFC fighting for this. And Jon Jones, I'm just not betting against the guy. There's all these unknowns out there, and they're all on his side about how he's going to deal with the weight. The coming back after, what's it been, like 3 years, you don't know all these unknowns, and you don't have a tune-up fight at heavyweight or nothing like that. You jump right into, in my opinion, fighting the best guy in the heavyweight division other than yourself because you're there now. But I don't see how he doesn't get this fight to the mat eventually. And he's shown enough. His stand-up's been phenomenal his whole career, but his base from the beginning was always wrestling. And Gane, that's his one kind of kryptonite we saw against Ngannou, of all people, who is, historically horrible wrestling, especially offensive wrestling. And he took Ciryl Gane down, and that scares me too much. Jon Jones is going to be able to toy with that guy on the ground if he gets him there. So maybe this fight stands up for the first round, and it's a feeling out process and a very boring fight. But after that, I just think Jon Jones gets this fight to the ground, and when he does, that's another thing. Like Gane's going to be worried about that takedown the whole fight. So it's going to affect his stand up. He's got phenomenal stand up, but he's got the kickboxer, light on his feet and stuff like that. That's not good for a wrestler. A wrestler's going to take you down. A wrestler's going to catch the kicks and stuff like that. Like that's our thing. He likes to use his kicks. He might not be throwing as many kicks because he's worried about the takedowns so much. So I just got to go with Jones. I think he gets some easy takedowns, and I'm going to go ahead and say a ground and pound stoppage in the third round. I think John Jones, I think he gets the fight to the ground at least by the second round. And once he does, Gane will get tired. And as soon as he does, he'll be so gassed out after that round of being on his back for, I'll say, like 4 minutes top time or so in the second round. After that, it's just going to be all Jones in the third round. He'll get an early takedown and just pound the crap out of him, make a big statement, and set up. I believe it's going to set up a Stipe fight. I think that's what Dana's whole plan was with John Jones. I think he signed him to like an 8-fight deal, and so he's got to have something up his sleeve as far as his next opponents because there ain't much going on in that UFC heavyweight division. I think I read the alternate for this fight was Sergey Pavlovich, who if you can't get Stipe, Pavlovich is really the only other guy there. There's nobody at the UFC heavyweight who hasn't fought for the title already, kind of recently. But man, there ain't many guys down there in the heavyweight division. I'm sorry, but yeah, just give me John Jones, and I think he makes a statement here with a knockout win. I'm not trying to say like Gane is not a bad fighter. It's just another styles make fights type of thing where if this was a all stand up fight, I'd probably pick Gane. But Jones has amazing wrestling. It's not like he's a halfway decent wrestler and he's not going to be able to take down heavyweights. I would worry about that with normal people in the UFC or like former like great wrestlers, like a guy like Phil Davis or something like that. If he ever went up to heavyweight, I'd be like, well, it's not going to carry over, into the heavyweights. This is a lot different, and I just think he gets it done, and he gets it done easy. And like I said, if Gane goes out there, his plan should be to try and knock him out in the first round, in my opinion, because the second he gets taken down, I think it's over for him, because his gas tank is just he's gonna be dead after he gets taken down. John Jones is just gonna wear down the shit out of him on the ground, and he's done as soon as he hits the mat, in my opinion. So just don't let it go there. And you can't you can practice defensive wrestling all you want. John Jones is going to be able to take you down. So try to insert your game plan. Go after him in the beginning. Maybe try to get him thinking. Throw a few kicks to his head or something like that. But that guy takes you down. And like I said, I think it's over for Gane. And we're just going to go with third round KO for John Jones. And that's going to be it for this card. You guys enjoy.